What we tend to do is we often will work with really bright pure colors. So Quinacridone Rose is a great example. Look at how beautiful that is. Swooshy swoosh. And look at how beautifully it goes on the paper. Very bright, very rich. And that gives us a lot of room to play. So we can take that beautiful flowing color, really see it move, really get some beautiful dilution on that. It's a little bit staining. You can see it settling in and making marks there where I allow it to sit. That's allowed. When you work with a lot of pure colors though, your painting gets pretty bright pretty fast. You know, we go to Neon Town. And that's pretty one-dimensional. That's a really good way to give that bright and energetic feel, but you don't end up with a lot of complexity or moodiness in your painting. You know, everything's just kind of one note, bright, exciting, splash. You get a little bit of muddiness where those colors mix because the green and the pink are a little complementary, but overall you're seeing, you know, neon city. And so what we want to do is when you're working with these high key pure colors, especially because we do have effectively a really nice triad between the yellow, the blue, and the red, is we want to think about how we mix those colors. So we can have this bright scene with a lot of vivid color. And that's one way to work with your triad. This is a landscape with a bright pink distant mass of trees. It's very bright. And you can take your, you know, Indian yellow, which we haven't actually used yet, and I can mix that to get a nice green. And that green mixed with my phthalo blue is also bright. So I'm still kind of in that one note brightness, even if I don't use the phthalo yellow green. Still got happy, very happy scene. But when things really start to get fun is when you start to mix all three and start to see some neutrals happen. So maybe down below here, if we were dividing the scene, we can do that. Let's throw a little tape down, give us a boundary. So down below here, maybe I want to go a little more muted and subdued. First thing I can do is maybe my sky needs to be a little cloudier. So I can add a little bit of the Quin Rose to my blue, and a little touch of that yellow should give me a very nice gray. So suddenly, instead of happy sky, I have a really nice gray. The red and the rose and the blue make a really nice violet, and adding in that yellow, which actually the green is already doing that for me, it's adding in the blue and the yellow, gives me a much more muted, moody effect. And just moving back and forth in varying the proportions there, give me a gray violet, give me a gray blue, give me some really nice neutrals. Look at how much more subdued that is. So we use our primaries to make that neutral, and it's just that mixture. We had blue, we had yellow, we brought in that pink, and we got in a really nice gray. And the same with our pink over here. So we've got this beautiful vibrant pink for our distant trees. If we add in the yellow, we know we're going to get a nice orange, and we add in a touch of the blue, and that's where we start to see a bit of a brown emerge. And again, a bit of murkier color, something a little more subdued. Suddenly that's actually feeling a lot like fall. I'm going to pop in some pure yellow right over top into that wet mixture. And that's going to mix with my muted rusts that I've made here. So where we had a summer scene up here that was very bright, look at how that changes simply by going with a mixture of our three primaries. And it only takes a little hint of the neutral. So I've got the red and the yellow, which makes an orange. A tiny hint of the blue gives us just a color that's a lot more controlled, a little more moody. It's a little less one-dimensional, and it starts to create this atmosphere. So I'm just painting kind of my usual loose landscape here, that mass of trees. Down below here, we're going to want to see something in the green range, so we're going to grab our blue and yellow mixture again. And I've grabbed far too much blue. Phthalo blue is a very vibrant color. You want to use it sparingly. Adding in that green gives me again kind of that neon-y green color. So I can go into my red, and you can see that gives me kind of a, I don't know what to call that. It's actually a blue-green still. And it's not really what I want. No, I'm going to do even more red and see if I can't murk it up a little bit more. Technical term. That's giving me almost a black. Look at that. That could be really good for some dark shadows. Some of your best black combinations for watercolor are made from mixing red and green. So we're kind of seeing that happen here. And then we could go in, I kind of want a murky yellow to kind of finish this off. Kind of a beigey yellow, if that makes sense. Let's see if we can't make it happen over here. Back and forth. A little more yellow. And the Indian yellow probably isn't a perfect primary yellow. It's a little bit orangey, and so it is going to not create the purest kind of beigey color that I was looking for. This is actually a little greener than I want, but actually that's pretty nice when it's actually a really beautiful combination of colors over here. We've got this bluish by black color, which is fading. It's diluted, and so it's kind of a blue black. It's fading to a violet, and then it transitions to this beautiful green. And all of these colors that we're seeing here, I've done with those three primaries. Choosing three primary colors creates a wide range of beautiful combinations that you can play with in your paintings. And then that gives you that multi-dimensional mood that we don't get if we're working with those colors in their purest form. There are so many combinations that can be created, and I have so much fun exploring them in my paintings.